We are at the National Quartet Convention. With me, the members of Karen Peck and New River, and sitting right next to me, Karen Peck. Karen, welcome to Gospel Music Today.
Well, thank you. It's good to see you again. And I was just saying, we're at the National Quartet Convention, and it seems like these years are getting so close. Just seemed like we were sitting here last year, like 2 days ago.
Well, we're a little older than you, and let me tell you what you have to look forward to. Everything gets closer and closer.
We're finding that out. Absolutely.
Now, this is the 20th anniversary of Karen Peck and New River. Congratulations.
Thank you. We are very blessed. Susan and I, and my husband Ricky, and some wonderful guys from South Carolina. We started New River 20 years ago, and matter of fact, this past year on New Year's Eve, 20 years ago, we had our pastor and a pastor friend of ours to pray over our ministry, and we dedicated this ministry to the Lord. And Susan and I can both agree that we are so thankful to still be out here after 20 years. Very blessed. Poor old Jeff wasn't but 7 years old when we started. Yeah, he's little.
That's all right. He fits in well. I know you have some new projects, and we want to talk about some of that. Let me just first quickly, something for our Oklahoma friends. We saw you in Bristow, Oklahoma just a few months ago. Susan was out that weekend, and Stephanie Brown filled in. And something we've talked about since then, it was just amazing to us, the level of singing talent and professionalism for someone to be able to step in that night. And the group was great. I mean, it was wonderful. We missed Susan. We were sorry, we didn't get to see you. What a great job, and what a level of talent that is.
The thing is with Stephanie, she didn't have but just a couple of days' notice, and she's just a tremendous talent. And she leads praise and worship in our home church there in Huntington, West Virginia, at Christ Temple. And her husband Dale Scragg used to play drums with New River when we had our band. And so she is a tremendous talent. But one thing that we've discovered is we're very blessed. Susan and I, we're never out. We that's probably maybe the second or third time that Susan has even missed in the past 20 years. And the only other time was when she was expecting. And of course, that's the only time that I've missed is when I was expecting. But one thing that you learn is when you have a crisis and you have things that happen, and we do have, we have things that happen. I mean, Susan's mother-in-law had passed away, and so I was just thinking, oh, what will we do? And then it just happened. The Lord just brought Stephanie to mind, and it just worked out. And you just learn to just, like Susan said, we have to keep going. So when we have a change or have something happen, we just get in there and we do what we do, and that's just sing our hearts out.
It worked well. It was wonderful that night.
Thank you for saying that, because you do feel handicapped. I'm used to Susan there with me. For 20 years we've stood side by side, and and it's just not the same when that link is missing. And so I felt like my right arm was gone, but I thought Stephanie did a great job. And Jeff, I was proud of Jeff, because this is the first time that he's actually been with us when there has been something that, it's something that happened that we had to, to be out, and Susan had to be out. And he just really stepped up there and just worked really hard.
Let me ask Susan about the new CD. That's really been very impressive.
Yes, we're excited about our new CD, Reach Out, and it's got some wonderful songs on there and great writers, and we're just looking forward to what God's going to do with this album.
I'm going to get Jeff over here in just a second, but Karen Peck and New River received a Grammy nomination this year. Tell me about that.
Well, our Live at Oak Tree DVD/CD was nominated for a Grammy, and we were really taken aback from that. We were so surprised. I mean, we thought, wow. And so that was a special blessing, a special gift from the Lord to be nominated, to have that nomination. And we did go to LA and had just a wonderful time. And and this is a great trip for our family as well. We had a lot of fond memories for our family, and as well as the group, and getting to walk the red carpet, and and getting to see all those movie stars and those singers. It was a great event. And once again, the Lord just reminds us when we're out there that it's not about the awards, but it's about spreading the gospel of hope through a lost and dying world. And hopefully those Grammy nominations will help open doors that would normally not open. And we did have a door to open. We were very blessed to be able to perform 4 days late at a church called Angela's Temple, who was actually the church was built years ago in the early 1900s by Amy McPherson. And I'm just intrigued by her story, and I didn't realize until we got out there that this was her church. And we were able to do, and that all of the proceeds benefited the Dream Center there in LA, which was for the homeless and also for unwed mothers and human trafficking, and it's just such a great cause. And so that was an honor. And I told them, I said, to be able to step out on that stage in that church with it was like three layers. It was just a beautiful building, with balconies and, with some of the original windows that she actually had picked out and designed herself, Amy McPherson. And when we even did the sound check on Saturday afternoon, I had tears in my eyes, because that to me, if I had left that afternoon, I said, you know what, I love the Grammys, but being able to sing at Angela's Temple was a highlight of my career. It was one of the highlights of my career.
I'm glad to hear you talk about that, because I often wonder, a successful group like Karen Peck and New River, you're on the road 200, 250 nights a year, and I often wonder, do you get to appreciate the different places that you go? The audience loves it, and you leave and go to the next town, and I'm glad to hear that you get some.
Well, and it's just so rewarding, when you can go to places that you've never been before, and be able to experience those kind of things that we've been able to experience. We just came back from Sweden, and half the audience didn't speak English. We had an interpreter on the front row. It was really hilarious to try to tell that interpreter to say y'all. It was hilarious. And but it was just amazing when we would sing the songs like 4 days late, and the Spirit of God moved. And even though they couldn't understand the lyric, they felt the Spirit of God. And that's what's so wonderful, is His Spirit. And when the anointing is there, all of the language barriers fall to the ground. And God blessed, He blessed beyond measure over in Sweden. We just had a glorious time. It's been a great year.
We've been hearing the new single all the time on the radio. Tell me a little bit about the new song.
Yeah, the latest single's On the Banks of the Promised Land, and we just fell in love with that in the studio. I remember the day we recorded it, just a lot of special things and really tough times had been going on, and loved ones that we had passed away, and in particular, my grandmother passed away right after we recorded it, and we had the demo of it, and my mom and her family asked if we could use just that rough mix at my grandmother's funeral. And it was just, that song will always be special every time we sing it. In fact, last night we sang it on the main stage, and I just always think of the line that says, we'll be led from grace to glory. And our faith is made sight. We see Jesus. And so the song is touching people. When we heard the lyrics and heard the demo, we knew it was a special song. And so it's amazing just to go from city to city and watch people just worship. It's a response to what God's done for them, and to be thankful for their salvation, and know that they'll have that hope of seeing Him one day.
It's a wonderful song.
It's great.
Now, Karen is also, you've decided to help out a couple of people trying to make their way into the movie business in a film that's coming out. Tell us about that.
Well, the name of the movie is Joyful Noise, and it features Queen Latifah and Dolly Parton. It's about a church choir competition, and I'm going to be one of the lead vocalists in one of the choirs, and they'll have a soundtrack to come out with the movie as well. You can Google it, and you can go on Facebook and check it out as well, Joyful Noise. And but I went in January of this past year, and I recorded my song in Atlanta. They filmed the entire movie around the Atlanta area, and I'm just an hour from there. And then in March, I went in and recorded my segment of the movie. And not only did they let me sing, but they gave me 3 speaking lines. And I said, y'all.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. To all the members of Karen, Peck, and the River, thank you very much once again for talking to us on gospel music today.
Thank you so much, and thank you for what you all are doing. You have such a great ministry, and it's an honor to be a part of this. Thank you.